All right. I'm going to go ahead and give my breakdown on who I think had the best draft and the worst draft in the NFC South. First up, Kitty Cats, wide receiver, McMillan, decent pick. Edge, Nick Scorton. I like that pick. He's going to be a good edge player, I think. And then they also got Edge Princely, U-Man. We'll see about him. Could be a good pick. Running back Trevor Etienne out of Georgia. Good running back. Safety from Ohio State, Lathan Ransom. I like him. I think he's going to be a good player. Defensive tackle Cam Jackson, big boy from Florida. I like him as a clog in the middle. And then they rounded theirs out with the tight end, Mitchell Evans. Pretty good draft overall, I think. Had a lot of picks, and I definitely think the Kitty Cats got better with this draft right here. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Chumpaneers. They got Amika Egbuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State. Nice pick. Benjamin Morrison, a really great corner, just has a hip injury he has to deal with. Jacob Parrish, a little undersized, but still another good corner. David Walker, played for a small school, had very high production. I like him as an edge. Elijah Roberts out of SMU, another edge, hybrid guy. I like him a lot too. I think he's going to be a good defensive player. And then another wide receiver, Tez Johnson out of Oregon. I'm not super familiar with him, but I think he's a decent prospect. Overall, pretty good draft for the Tampa Bay Chumpaneers. Third on the list, let's see what the New Orleans Aints did with their draft. We got Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle. Uh, Interesting pick right there. Could be a solid offensive lineman. Quarterback, Show. Not too sure about him. I don't think that's a very good pick. Then they got defensive tackle Broughton. I guess that's a decent pick. Sanker, safety. The Falcons brought him in for a visit. He's a hard hitter. He's a pretty good safety. Stutzman, maybe a little underrated linebacker, still a decent pick. Riley, the cornerback out of Louisville, a little small, but he's still all right. Running back Neal from Kansas. He's a really good running back, underrated. They got them a good one there. Mataveo, tight end. Not too familiar with him. Ain't worried about that. And then Fidel Diggs is a sleeper edge, and I think he's a really good player. So another decent draft in the NFC South. And then, we're going to move to the Atlanta Falcons. Had a really, really good draft, in my opinion. Only 5 picks, but we made them count. We got Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. Y'all know 2 of the best pass rushers in this class. Then we went and got one of the best safeties in this class, Xavier Watts. And then we got another safety, Billy Bowman Jr. Out of Oklahoma. And then to round it out, we got an offensive lineman in Jack Nelson from Wisconsin. So, who won the draft in the NFC South and who came in last? Initially, I want to say, man, the Falcons won the draft in this NFC South because that's my squad and we got some ballers. But looking at all 3 drafts from the other foes in the NFC South, they all were pretty decent. Tampa Bay, Carolina, and New Orleans had solid drafts and had a lot more picks. If I had to rank them in order, I think I like Carolina's draft the best. And then I think I like the Falcons and Tampa Bay, close tie. And then I have to think the Aints come in last, and it's not just because I got old, good-fashioned hate for the Aints. I just think they're, based on what I know about the players they drafted, They got some good ones, but I had to put them last on my first initial reaction to the picks here. So Carolina, and then you could say Tampa or Atlanta, either or, and then the Aints. Y'all check out Big Low Country's channel tonight. I believe they're doing the NFC South Roundtable, so they'll break down these draft picks a little bit more. That'll be interesting. I'll probably be tuned in. Holla at me if you see me in the chat. And let's get ready for this upcoming season. Should be a good one. I do expect the Atlanta Falcons to rise to the top and go ahead and lock down the NFC South Division this year and years to come. ATL, let's hunt. Thank God works, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. One.